Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight on your Thursday. I'm Sophie Erber. Iowans will once again be getting a clearer picture of COVID-19 case trends in the area with more frequent updates from the Department of Public Health. We have the details now in our top story at 5.
And so we're reformatting our COVID website to highlight the things we think make the most sense to focus on. This includes making hospitalization data more prominent. This also includes, for the first time, the associated vaccination status for those hospitalized.
Updated dashboards will be pushed out on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday starting tomorrow. A jump from the once-a-week updates currently being done. Since late June, the state has gone from 46 hospitalized patients with COVID-19 to now just more than 500. The Delta variant, of course, continues to bring COVID-19 case numbers up across the state of Nebraska. Several students at the Hartington-Newcastle High School have tested positive, causing administration there to put a temporary mask mandate in place. That was effective today. Superintendent A.J. Johnson says this will last a minimum of 2 weeks, hoping the move will prevent further outbreaks among students. And 2 men who police say robbed a Norfolk convenience store with a B&B gun are now in jail. 25-year-old Patrick Cole was arrested Wednesday, while 26-year-old Kane Brandt was arrested today. They're charged with robbing the Speedy Mart with a BB gun on Omaha Avenue. Police recovered that BB gun pistol that they say was used in the robbery. The 2 Norfolk men were identified through surveillance video from a nearby area business. An Iowa man is dead tonight as a result of a serious tractor accident. The Pocahontas County Sheriff's Office reports the incident happened around 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon near the town of Rolfe. Responding deputies found 83-year-old Leroy Simonson seriously injured. It was then determined he was driving his tractor when an attachment to the loader came apart. That tractor then ran over the attachment, which ejected Simonson. He went under one of those rear wheels. Simonson was later pronounced dead at that scene. A pedestrian bridge could soon be spanning over the Big Soon River, connecting Sioux City and Dakota Dunes. The project would be a joint construction project between both cities. 3 potential crossing locations have been mapped out already. A public meeting is scheduled for September 15th to get input from the public. We have details posted online right now on our website at SiouxlandProud.com, or click this story on the KCAU 9 mobile news app. Yesterday, the Supreme Court refused to block Texas's new abortion law, which is considered one of the most restrictive now in the nation. This, according to Iowa Representative Jim Carlin, is good news for Republicans who say they're looking to bring back past and stricter abortion laws. One of the laws Carlin Law is optimistic about returning is the heartbeat bill. That's a law that bans all abortion after a heartbeat is detected in a fetus. But Planned Parenthood advocates of Iowa say they were not surprised to hear about the Texas abortion law going into effect.
We had been anticipating this. You know, what the Texas law does is essentially bans abortion at around 6 weeks, which is before many women even know they're pregnant.
KCAU 9 News reporter Jason Toktajian explains what that ruling in Texas could mean for Iowa's clinics. That's coming up tonight at 6. Iowa Senator Joni Ernst spoke at a town hall meeting in Ashton today to address concerns from Siouxlanders about the ongoing situation in Afghanistan. Ernst called the Taliban's treatment of Americans unforgivable. She claimed all Iowans who reached out to her office are out of Afghanistan currently, but Ernst says the state is still working to help more people flee that country.
We were also working with a lot of our Iowa Army National Guardsmen and so forth that had sent us names of their interpreters and their families. Those Afghan special immigrant visa holders, most of them we were not able to get out. And that weighs heavy on me.
Ernst added that the state is working with volunteer organizations tonight to help people leave that country. She did reassure Siouxlanders that Afghan refugees are being thoroughly vetted before entering the United States. And it's time now to turn our attention to the weather. Chief Meteorologist Scott Larson standing by for us. And Scott, I can already see on the screen behind you there, rain moving into Siouxland again if it hasn't hit your town already.
That's right, Sophie. This morning we were dry in Sioux City. We had some cool and comfortable conditions out there, but through the afternoon we've had some waves of rain and thunderstorms occur. As we look at the radar picture now, you can see some of the heaviest outbursts of rain are currently happening in northwest Iowa. As you can see that we have a cell approaching Ida Grove, some heavy rain also near the Storm Lake area. Looking off to the southwest, we also have a couple of additional strong thunderstorms that are happening there where there is a marginal risk of severe weather. So keeping an eye on that situation as well. Low temperatures tonight should mainly be in the 60s across the area. We'll talk about a great looking Labor Day weekend. It's all in the 9 on 9 forecast in a couple minutes. Sophie?
All right, thanks so much, Scott. Each fall, communities across Siouxland hold benefit auctions to help support their school sports teams. A few produce that feel-good moment that came from this year's Lawton Bronson auction, and Tim joins me now to explain exactly what happened. It's a cute one.
It is indeed. You know, these season opening auctions can bring in big boosters with bucks. And as I recently found out, even the youngest of supporters can make an impact. In this week's edition of Siouxland Stories, how one youngster's passion for puppies recently helped raise a record amount of money for athletes at Lawton Bronson.
There are those who say nothing good happens at the bar. The parents of 8-year-old Miles Thompson would disagree. And so would most folks on hand for this year's Lawton Bronson football benefit auction.
The amount of people that it drew in was phenomenal. I mean, it was probably 1,000 people down here.
It was here, literally in the middle of town, just outside the Bronson bar, where folks came together that night, all ready to give a little of their own money to help out the hometown high school sports team.
And where the stars align.
And I said, hey, can I donate a puppy? And they were like, that's crazy, because they were trying to find somebody that wanted to do would donate a puppy.
He saw the Facebook post. My wife had showed him the picture of it, and he had it in his mind that I got some money stored away. I'm gonna come up with that money, and I'm gonna bid on that dog. I'm gonna get it. We were kind of surprised how much he had saved.
$113.50. I've been raising bucket cows for 3 years now.
His mind set on one thing.
It was the dog.
Once we saw the dog come up, he just bolted up there with his money, and he waited in line and got a number so he could bid. And he went up to the auctioneer and said, here, I'm going to bid on that dog.
With his hard-earned $113.50 on the line.
You know, in this kind of little community, it's going to go for more than that, but it was just how it started. I mean, it was just a tearjerker for a lot of people.
Right after his bid, the next bid came in, and you could just kind of see it in his face. It just, I guess, it wasn't my night. We thought it'd be a good lesson for him to go down there and just learn that, you know, just because you want something doesn't mean you're always going to get it. And we thought it'd be a good life lesson for him.
Bronson, an American lab, sold for $1,500.
I had the feeling, well, you know, if he was willing to spend, you know, every penny he had saved up to get that dog, that something that he really wanted, so kind of fulfill his dream and put a smile on his face. Spencer
Griffith was one of several folks raising the bid to benefit the Eagles football team.
Yeah, once the auction got started, then I was kind of more determined to, you know, I guess keep bidding and bidding until the auction was over, so.
The auction ended, but Miles' hopes of bringing the puppy home didn't.
I guess I knew that it was something that he needed to have. Made him happy, and I guess made my wife happy as well that I wasn't coming home with a dog.
Bronson.
Miles, meanwhile, had his new best friend.
Oh, no. Don't fall out.
There weren't too many dry eyes around there, and I know his weren't for sure. He was pretty excited, and he couldn't thank Spence enough. He put some tears in my eyes as well.
Hey, Cotton.
Definitely pretty kind of emotional, but definitely a happy night, I guess.
Hopefully it's something in the future we can give back to, you know, kind of return the favor to somebody else maybe in a similar situation.
A season-starting moment that won't soon be forgotten.
You don't know that's going to happen. I mean, it's just the nature of the community, people giving back. But it all turned out well in the end. It just, still this day, it gives me like goosebumps thinking about it.
Indeed, it's a great example of paying it forward. And I mentioned that the puppy actually sparked a bit of a bidding war.
Right.
Kevin Heisel was the other booster who helped run the price for the puppy up. I asked Miles later what he'd be spending all his money on now.
And?
Dog food, of course.
That makes sense. Pets can get expensive, but he clearly is in a good home tonight. That's awesome. Thanks so much, Tim. Well, if you know someone like this with a unique story, we want you to share it with us tonight. It's easy to do. Email us at news@kcautv.com so the rest of Siouxland can hear about them too. A legislative committee gathered today to reflect on the events of September 11th of 2001. We have their thoughts, including how the reaction of Americans to terrorism has changed over these years, coming up in about 10 minutes.
And the rain looks to continue to be with us for tonight. It'll be cloudy and cool on Friday. A great Labor Day weekend is ahead of us, too. Your 9 on 9 forecast coming up next.
You're watching KCAU 9 News with Sophie Erber and Chief Meteorologist Scott Larson. This is KCAU 9 News at 5.
Sunshine coming our way through the course of next week with highs in the upper 70s and lower 80s. Well, here's a look at some sunbeams in Sioux City. This is courtesy of Carol Carter, or you may call them crepuscular rays. Thank you very much to Carol for snapping that shot and sending it in. If you have a picture that you want to share, go to SiouxlandProud.com. Send us your photos.
Never knew what that was called. Thank you for the information.
Pretty neat.
Thanks a lot, Scott. Well, if you are wanting to hit the pause button on life, luckily, there's a town that does just that for you. Thanks to the Mayberry Effect, we'll explain how it works coming up in about 7 minutes. But first, lawmakers took a moment today to reflect on 9/11, why some say they're still worried about the future of conflict in Afghanistan and how American culture changed forever. Next.
More journalists bringing you more news and more video. It's all at your fingertips. SiouxlandProud.com and the KCAU 9 News app are your sources for the latest news, weather, and sports 24 hours a day. KCAU 9 Digital News. We're Siouxland proud.
With the 20th anniversary of 9/11 approaching now, lawmakers say that day is something to never forget. Our Washington correspondent Basil John reports as members of Congress are looking back on the attacks.
Don't allow them to become a relic of the past.
New York Republican Congressman John Katko worries the country may forget the lessons learned from the attack on 9/11.
We risk letting our guard down and making some of the same mistakes that led to the intelligence and information failure of September 11th.
The House Homeland Security Committee was formed in the wake of the attack, and Florida Democratic Congresswoman Val Demings says its members should never forget their responsibilities.
And making sure that we are never attacked again in this vicious and cowardly way.
Following the withdrawal from Afghanistan, Katko worries the country could still be the source of future conflict.
I do have a concern that China and or Russia will use that opening in Afghanistan to encourage and perhaps clandestinely fund terrorist activity against us.
Experts say the 9/11 attacks made an immediate impact on the country and its culture.
It brought Americans together in a truly special way, and I think many of us can remember the sense of solidarity we felt with our fellow citizens, the willingness to sacrifice.
But Daniel Byman says that's no longer the case.
What terrorism has done in recent years has really divided Americans even further.
Katko says it's important to work together as a country to prevent a major disaster from happening again. Reporting in Washington, I'm Basil John.
News Nation Prime comes your way every night at 7 on News Nation. At 6 o'clock, there is the Donlin Report. Here's a preview.
Tonight on the Donlin Report, working with terrorists, why the U.S. military might have to team up with the Taliban, and what the president hasn't said yet that's concerning some lawmakers. Now here's Leland Vittert with a preview of On Balance.
Thanks, Joe. Talking to kids about 9/11, reaction after one state releases a training video for teachers, what it says about American exceptionalism and why parents are fired up. That's coming up On Balance tonight, followed by News Nation Prime.
Some of the channels that carry it are listed here, or just check your local guide. Well, if you love the Andy Griffith Show, you'll love to hear that you can actually visit the town where it was filmed. Why a documentary filmmaker was so inspired by the people who visit there, coming up next.
News.
Some come for the nostalgia, others for new memories. But for years now, thousands of people have visited Mount Airy, North Carolina to experience the Andy Griffith Show. Andy was born there, and a new documentary is taking a look at why it's become a mecca for fans of all ages. Maureen Wirtz takes the trip.
People flock here. It's the mecca, the Andy Griffith Show mecca.
For the last 5 years, Chris Hudson's life has been dedicated to Andy Griffith and the show set in the fictional town of Mayberry.
You have your super Mayberry fans, right? Then you have your kind of casual fans, and then you have people that just know of the show. I'm hoping it'll reach all kind of across the board of all of them.
He just released a documentary called The Mayberry Effect. In part, it explores how Andy's hometown of Mount Airy has become the place for any and all Mayberry fans to come visit.
When you realize it's that popular and that they're pulling people from other states into this little town, that shows its impact.
There are a lot of references to the show, like the jail that I'm standing in, but for a lot of people, it's more than that.
Gave me life, gave me joy, gave me happiness. I had to come.
It was a bit of a drive.
About 5.5 hours.
But Jeanette Garner from Lexington, Kentucky, found Mayberry in the middle of a pandemic while caring for her terminally ill brother.
I never flipped it off. And now I know every episode, and I barely even knew the characters when I was a kid. So it's amazing. It was life-changing for me at a very difficult time.
Chris says fans of the show come to Mount Airy looking for something.
Mayberry is more about love than anything else.
We take a live look outside right now. It's a rainy scene on campus. Scott returns with one more check on your forecast, so don't go away. Before we wrap up here at 5, let's check in first with Tim for what's coming up at 6. Hi again.
Hey, good afternoon again, Sophie. Jake and I will be out there with you coming up at 6. Some of the stories we're taking a look at. The future of the landmark Roe v. Wade abortion case is uncertain tonight. The U.S. Supreme Court deciding to not take a look at a new Texas law banning abortion after about 6 weeks. Coming up at 6, how Iowa lawmakers are viewing that action coming up. And did you know that approximately 85% of Iowa is made up of farmland? Most people would probably guess a high percentage, but a different type of farm is now growing near Ames. We'll check out this leafy operation. That's coming up after World News tonight. Again, Jake and I will both see the two of you then.
Thanks a lot, Tim. So spoiler alert, it's not corn, and farmers getting some rain late in the season here again today, Scott.
That's right, Sophie. It looks like tonight we'll have some periodic rain and thunderstorms happen out there with a low temperature of 62. Tomorrow, a high of 73, mostly cloudy skies, and we can't rule out seeing a stray shower. Moving to the 9-on-9 forecast, it shows that we'll have highs in the 70s and 80s moving forward. A beautiful Labor Day weekend and just slightly cooler to kick off next week.
All right, thanks, Scott. Thank you for joining us. We'll all see you here tonight at 6. Until then, have a great night, everyone.